This synergy is next level in certain fights, turning Sersi into an indestructible machine. This must be one of the weirdest MCOC forum threads requesting Kabam to make Thicc champions. I kid you not. Kabam answered an important question on ascending champions, and Kabam also confirmed Stormbreaker Thor is not the trophy champion this year, which was teased in the stream. Yes, hello everybody, welcome to Wednesday's MCN. I hope you're having a lovely day, whatever you're doing. So, a bit of a reminder everybody, it is update day. We're going to do tons of side quest based coverage for the first week, maybe 2 weeks depending if we actually need to. So, buckle up. Quite literally buckle up, notifications on all, subscribe, Discord. We've now got a notification bot, so you get notified when I put out a video. I'll try and get the spreadsheets up to date and done very early on, so we're up to date and ready to rock and roll. So we're going to begin the show with this. So this was posted by Pastafrola di Ricotta. I assume that's a name. That seems like a name. This is a very interesting synergy put together. So the player says Sersi becomes indestructible with Odin's protection pre-fight. This is against 99 stacks of aggression fury. And just look at this, like it's literally turning into an indestructible machine. I think I said at the start of the show it was like it was a synergy, but no, it was actually with the pre-fight, the protection. So this must stack in with some sort of like interaction. I might have to try this out myself. This does look really, really interesting and kind of like fun. But look at the extent of damage to what is recovered back. You just kind of like, god damn, that's just, it's so impressive. The champions literally becomes indestructible. Like you're just getting like pummeled right there, and it's just like, no, I'm just gonna regen. I don't know if it's a bug because of the extent of how much the regen comes in. Like it did say something. I think it was like there was a ping of like a certain number. I'm just trying to find it. So it's right there. It's kind of like I don't even know what that is. Like 2. It's a bit blurry, so I apologize for that. I don't think we can up the quality. It's on auto 540p. But yeah, is that 2 million? 2,147,486, or maybe that's 2 billion. What the? Is that 2 billion? That might be 2 billion. A 2 billion regeneration. It's interesting to delve into these things, but we might have to investigate it a bit further. Depends on the interaction, depends on the synergy. Will Kabam see this and deal with this? They might do. We'll check Trello board at the end of the week and see what the crack is. But it's probably best that we kind of read a little bit of the information. So this is the particular player says, I mean, it's pretty strong, but it has some downsides. It has a cooldown of 7 seconds where you are completely vulnerable. So it's not really kind of like as spicy as we might think. Has to be at max sig to regenerate 70%. Health 5 transmute charges. Mine is only 40 sig. A new generation 50% damage taken by her. Ideally, you also need to bring Cap Infinity 1 OG Gamora for 25% buff duration. Any neutralize and etc. will cooks her. If the opponent gets to an SP3, it's game over. And even if you bring Heimdall along, protection buff gets removed anyways. So yeah, I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? You can't really say that this is game breaking if it's just like specific in scenario and anything can just be taken away at a moment's notice. So I don't think Kabam would then nerf it because it's just specific. There's a lot of specific. You have to have the right scenarios. Maybe they will. I don't know. We'll have to see. Right, quickly moving on to Ascension. Now I thought Ascension was all about having, as it says here, max ranked champions in order to ascend them up. And of course, if you've seen, we've done plenty of content. I think I did 2 videos on this Ascension. Ascension really interests me, but it interests me because I feel that the player base is going to root towards certain champions that haven't been put into the 7-star pool and will less than likely be put in. Your Kitty Prydes, your Hercules, maybe even Doctor Doom won't be put into the 7-star pool at the very start. But looking at what happened with Quake and Magic, well, chances are you probably won't get it. So a lot of players will kind of like opt for kind of ascending champions, and especially more so when they're ranked maxed, just to kind of get that extra potency. So what is the question that is an interesting answer, and that is all about like, does this have to be a maxed rank champion that you ascend? And we saw footage of that being very much a case of a max ranked, I think it was like an Aegon. But Kabam Jax does confirm the following. Sorry for the confusion on this one, here to clarify. Champions do not need to be max rank level to be ascended. We're working to change the info on the written summary. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. So you don't have to have a champion that is max rank. So, you know, max rank 5-star, 4-star, whatever. Or 6-star in this particular case. But then again, it's down to a personal preference. It's really down to a personal preference. And I would say in order to maximize a champion's potential, you will have to have an indication of putting it at max. Sorry to say. This is just so that like you're not going to ascend a champion like Human Torch, for example, that then you have no intention to kind of like put up to a 565. Some people might disagree with that one. But I would say then this is all about, as I said, and as I've been saying in videos, is champions that are less than likely to be put in a 7-star pool are going to be better options for you to then further invest to bring them up to max rank, to then go, right, well, they're going to be definitely who I ascend and who I take up further. Like, my Hercules is rank 4 at the moment. It makes more sense for me to, at this particular stage, ascend it and then at some point rank 5 it. The same thing I do with Kitty Pryde. You know, that's the kind of process that I think I'm trying to like, you know, remind players of. Now I want to move on to something a little bit weird. Okay, this is a bit, you know, like over the last few days, like, I don't know what it is. Like sometimes, like I don't know, the Earth is kind of rotated around a certain way, and we kind of get like a few like oddballs come out of the woodwork, and a lot of come out since Friday's live stream. There's definitely been a few kind of like oddballs within the community. This is one of those oddball scenarios where, as we've seen this forum thread, I think making them so. The title is, could Art Team make female characters more thick? If you don't know what that means, you've been living under a rock for a long time. I think making them thicker would encourage some players to spend more to acquire them, which would also keep, which also would help Kabam, a win-win situation. Oh God, yeah, no. Well, honestly, it's such a weird thing. It's quite funny though, because there was something that really kind of like stuck to mind, where someone was talking about like comic book art in this one, which is it's like I got that reference kind of thing. Oh, where is it? It was about the person that drew Deadpool. I can't remember what his name is. It's something Thieffield or something like that. That's it. Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld is gonna be one of, I don't know. He's kind of like, I don't know how to describe him. He's kind of the Marmite of the comic book art world. Marmite is you either love him or hate him, and people obviously have the difference of opinion of kind of like his drawing acumen and his style. His style is very out there. It's very kind of okay. And yeah, there was a lot of kind of like weird, questionable kind of like artistic motions. Also, I must remind people that this particular thread has been closed down. I don't see a Kabam, it's not a Kabam admin that's kind of like come in to like say anything. They just straight close it down, and I think that's kind of like the good thing, because this particular thing is all about losing some brain cells. It really is. Like stuff like this isn't an anime gacha game. There's no waifus here. It could be though, missing an opportunity for. Oh my word. Yeah. Yes, this is stuff. Also, it's a good reminder of that video that went around about, I think it was like Brian Grant having that kind of like, you know, lusting for Titania. I don't know if it's actually real, but yeah, but he's kinky though. Like Brian Grant's a bit kinky, so when you know someone's kinky, they're kinky, you know, it is what it is. Also quite weird, this person says, obviously this reminds me of simping of Titania. Brain Grant thinks he is me. Whoever Brain Grant thinks he is me. Yeah. Okay. Let's just end by kind of like this. I think this is just done with someone just trying to be a bit funny with stuff, you know. Yeah, sort of thing for the long tongue of venom. So I don't know. I think let's kind of end this there. But as I said, this is probably one of the weirdest forum threads that I've seen in recent times. Or posts, really, because everyone was kind of like, you know, this is just a bit weird. Okay, and now on to something a little bit, well, more serious. Let's go more serious. And that is that guessing for the trophy champions. I know that's not really serious, but it's got a serious response from Kabam. And I always think it's important when we got information on that one. So, people are, of course, having their say on what the trophy champion could be. If you weren't around for the live stream last Friday, you'll know, you won't know that, and everyone else will know, that Kabam said in a little kind of like tease that there would be a new trophy champion, which I think is being designed by Kabam John at the moment. Abilities, you know, whatever. And maybe the character is already existing in game. There's actually a ton of champions that you may not know about that actually exist in the game files, and I'm now thinking that I'm gonna have to rush ahead and get out by about September, maybe October, my rare champions of MCOC series. This goes over certain champions. Like, did you know that Kabam modeled an X-Force version of Wolverine? There's also an old man Human Torch. There's so many different champions that people don't know about. Some people do, some people don't. But it's a very interesting series. I'm making it at weekends and has I think I've got about an idea for about 20 videos. And I'm going to try and like make them. It's going to be a really good series. I'm really looking forward to getting it out at some point. But yeah, it's taking time, and I'm having to make it a weekend. So yeah, it's getting there, and there will be shorts versions of every champion that I discuss. But to the point, trophy champions. People are having their particular say on who they think it's going to be. And someone said Stormbreaker Thor to the game. If you follow the channel, you know what I personally disagree with having Stormbreaker Thor in game. It just doesn't work. Especially if you want to put in Beta Ray Bill and have him with the Stormbreaker hammer, you know, not the axe, not the movie version. I just don't want to see it because I just think it's so confusing to matters. But that's just from a kind of a little bit of a purist. Maybe that's the wrong kind of like take to have. It's just a personal thing. I just find it really annoying to see that version of Stormbreaker. I was hoping we'd see that in the film, like the proper kind of golden hammer type version. We didn't. Or Yamborn, which theoretically Stormbreaker in the movies is Yamborn. Don't get me started. I've already done a video on that one like a long time ago. Ain't doing it again. Okay, so lots of people having their say on it. There's a joke that Stanley or Aunt May, funny enough, people joked around that. Aunt May had actually been a fake champion made. So whether or not it's going to be something interesting. Pre 12.0 mashup of Strange, OG, Witch and Thor. No. Ice Phoenix. Nah, that was a one-off thing. That actually exists, by the way. But that's a one-off thing Kabam did for what was it? A special event quest. Mo Problems, I think it was called. The chair. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see like Lockjaw, I think. But I don't think I'm ever going to do that at all. Platinum Groot. That'd be funny. Next on a Teenage Warhead. Yeah, okay. Santa Claus, either Jean Grey or Dark Phoenix. Jean Grey would need to be done properly, and need given a full release. But in any case, to the point, right? And because Kabam Jax put this image here of, you know, Thor from the third Thor film, Ragnarok, it got people kind of like a little bit kind of like excited. And it was Kabam Jax had to come out and say, before this spirals out of control, this was not a hint at Stormbreaker. Ha ha. Yeah, so yeah, Stormbreaker Beta Ray Bill. Thank you. You get an agree there. Well done. This doesn't deny it either. Well, so it's a hint because you're trying to cool it down. I don't think Kabam Jax would kind of like reveal it because it is meant to be something that's secret. Obviously, there's been a lot of leaks that have come out today about stuff content Kabam have done. It's just getting a little bit kind of tiresome now to see a lot of these leaks, because then all the fun is kind of like sapped away from kind of doing big reveals that, you know, things that Kabam could do. Why should Kabam do motion comics for new kind of like bosses coming in if people know it's going to be? Why should they do all these other stuff? It just takes away from the kind of like the fun. But saying that, maybe there's going to be a day when I start covering leaks more on the channel, which I very rarely do with stuff. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Now we end the show as we normally do on a Wednesday with arena predictions for Angela and for Cassie Lang. I think this is going to be a great opportunity for players to get some really decent champions. Okay, so predictions wise, I'm going with 45 mil for the 6-star Angela. It may be a lot less than that, to be brutally honest. And the 5-star version, I'll go with 30 mil. But again, I think that could be a lot less. So it could be something like 40 mil for Angela 6-star and the 25 mil for the 5-star version. 6-star Cassie Lang, I'll go with 30 mil. That is a bit more than normal. I kind of feel like people might be interested in that one because the champion is a good champion. And the 5-star version, I'll go with 12 mil. So that's going to be my predictions. But again, that 6-star Cassie Lang could be 25 mil. I just kind of feel like people may be more interested in grinding, especially if the Kindred arenas recently were kind of anything to go by. But yeah, it isn't. Whether it's a new champion, not a new champion, in a featured, not in a featured. We'll have to see. Finally, thanks to everybody that supports the channel as a YouTube member, as a Patreon, as people on Twitch support and all that stuff. And yes, this is update day, so it's going to be a very busy day. Check out some other content located on screen, and I'll see you all in the next video, which will probably be a side quest guide. Have a lovely day, whatever you're doing. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.